On the same European night, two goalkeepers, both former and current custodians of Manchester United, became the focus of attention in entirely contrasting ways. The former was praised in a news setting, while the latter found himself drowning in a tide of criticism with no sign of relief. Time may erase past glories, but it also reveals true character. While De Gea steadily regains his worth through patience and composure, Onana is confronting a harsh reality, where mistakes leave no place to hide. And between the two lies a lingering question: who truly understands the meaning of being Manchester United's goalkeeper? The answer, perhaps, is slowly revealing itself in what David De Gea is quietly doing in Italy. After nearly a year without playing, written off as past his prime when Manchester United decided to part ways without a proper farewell, De Gea chose silence. He quietly walked away, without drama, without protest, without bitterness toward the club that once placed their full trust in him before letting him go. Then came Fiorentina, a new anchor, a seemingly simple offer, but enough to reignite his passion. As soon as I heard Fiorentina were interested, I felt a connection with the club. Everything moved quickly, and I'm truly happy here, De Gea said after yesterday's match. In Florence, no one mentions how he was once unfavorably compared to more modern ball-playing keepers. No one expects him to lead a tactical revolution from the back. They only need a goalkeeper with safe hands, and he fits the mold perfectly. In the first leg of the Europa Conference League quarterfinal against Seal, Fiorentina didn't dominate the game. The Slovenian side held firm and nearly equalized in added time. But just when visiting fans' hearts seemed to stop beating, De Gea stood tall, calm, composed, and sharp, making a crucial foot save right on the goal line in the 97th minute. It wasn't a flashy flying save or a dramatic highlight reel moment, just a well-timed foot placement. But it was enough to preserve the scoreline. Number 21 kept Fiorentina's European dream alive. At 34, De Gea no longer relies solely on raw reflexes, but on experience, vision, and remarkable composure. In that match, he recorded 3 saves, 2 timely claims, 2 touches, and 5 accurate long passes. More importantly, he didn't just save goals, he orchestrated the rhythm at the back. That's exactly what Fiorentina needed, and he delivered without missing a beat. After the match, teammate Rolando Mandragora offered high praise. "We're thrilled with this win. Things got tricky late in the game, but De Gea came through with an outstanding save. He showed what he's been showing every day in training. De Gea is a fantastic goalkeeper, and we're lucky to have him." A simple but heartfelt recognition for a man once discarded by his former club. Fiorentina didn't hesitate. They immediately activated a 1-year contract extension, doubling his salary. It was a reward for an excellent performance. But more than that, a message of trust. This is the man they believe in to lay the foundation for future ambitions. In a football world increasingly obsessed with buzzwords like sweeper keeper or goalkeeper playmaker, De Gea reminds us that a goalkeeper's job need not be overcomplicated. Keeping clean sheets remains the top priority, just like he did countless times for Manchester United. Now, he's doing the same for Fiorentina, not with media hype, but with reliability. But football, like life, is full of contrasts. As De Gea climbs back quietly, Andre Onana spirals down amidst the noise. Ironically, it's that very noise that's pulling him deeper after every mistake. Onana arrived with the reputation of a modern goalkeeper, one who could build play with his feet, heralding a new era post-De Gea. But expectations, when unsupported by performance, become burdens. Since joining United, Onana has committed 9 errors leading directly to goals, more than any other Premier League keeper over the same period. In this season's Europa League alone, he's made costly mistakes in 4 separate matches. Opta stats highlight a painful reality. Onana's clean sheet rate in the Premier League is just 26.1%, the lowest among all United keepers who've played over 900 minutes in a league season since 2003-04. The recent 2-2 draw with Lyon in the first leg of the Europa League quarterfinal wasn't the first time Onana cost his team the win, but it was the tipping point. A misjudged reaction to what looked like a harmless free kick from Diego Almada, followed by an unconvincing parry, proved costly. Worse still, the fire had already been lit when Onana sparked a war of words before the game by boldly claiming that Manchester United were clearly stronger than Lyon. The Manjamatic hit back. When you're one of the worst keepers in Man United history, you should be careful with your words. Harsh, but sadly, the game that followed seemed to validate the criticism. Manager Ruben Amorim, despite efforts to protect his player, couldn't hide his concern. "I've made more mistakes than the players over the last few months. When one person fails, we all fail. But I will still pick the strongest team for the second leg," he said. It's also worth noting, Onana hasn't enjoyed the stability that De Gea now has. Since joining United, he's worked with 3 different goalkeeper coaches. He's played behind a constantly changing backline due to injuries. He hasn't had a proper rest either, starting in the Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and even when called up for Cameroon in the AFCON. Yet, those factors are secondary. The main issue still lies within him, in every decision, every moment, every mistimed attempt. His ball-playing skills remain. His vision in building attacks from the back is still unique. But what United need now isn't a playmaker with gloves. They need a goalkeeper. Someone who inspires confidence every time the ball is headed toward goal. And for Onana, that, at least for now, remains a luxury. When faced with such contrasting fortunes, one can't help but ask, what really matters most in a modern goalkeeper? Is it the elegance of a deep-lying playmaker, or the resilience to keep a clean sheet when no one else can? In contrast stands De Gea. For over a decade at United, he rarely joined in building from the back, yet always brought assurance through breathtaking reflexes and impossible saves. His consistency never lay in his feet, but in the calm within each decision. At Fiorentina now, he doesn't have to change, just stay true to himself. And perhaps that's exactly what United are missing. Let's not forget the financial dimension either. United let De Gea go for free, only to spend £45 million on Onana. Since then, Onana hasn't once ranked in the Premier League's top 5 for clean sheets, save percentage, or reliability. Meanwhile, De Gea is pushing Fiorentina into Conference League contention, delivering both stability and influence in the dressing room. 2 goalkeepers. 2 styles. 2 moments in time at the same club, and now, 2 very different outcomes. De Gea may not suit modern trends, but he offers what every club truly needs: security. Onana may tick all the boxes in theory, but in football, one moment can flip the entire script. Sometimes, a beautiful pass to start an attack can't erase a basic error in goal. And when the final whistle blows, the stadium lights fade, and fans return to their debates and doubts. What lingers is just the feeling. The feeling that, between these two who once wore United's gloves, one is rising through perseverance, the other is lost in questions that should have been answered long before trust was placed. Both stood in the same spot, wore the same shirt. Yet they've written entirely different chapters in the story of Manchester United and European football. One proves an age-old truth: composure and consistency will always be the foundation of class. The other, though his tale is not yet over, is showing that flashy ideals without solid footing are bound to collapse sooner or later. Between the summit and the abyss, the line is thinner than it seems. For a goalkeeper, it can be no more than a single save.